Welcome to the second module of the ECHO Families Upskilling course. This module has been prepared by the European Parents Association, one of the partners in the EU co-funded ECHO Families project, which aims at equipping parents and families, but also teachers and professional educators with green skills and the knowledge for sustainable eco-living practices. My name is Arja Kauchenberg, and I'm the project coordinator at the European Parents Association. I will take you through this module, whose topic is the Sustainable Development Goals and the role that families can play in achieving them. As in Module 1, which deals with the foundations of environmental education, we will present the different parts of this module to you. We will start by an introduction, followed by an overview of the SDGs. Then we'll brainstorm some family-based projects and go on to explore a few possibilities on how families can contribute to achieve the SDGs. Finally, we will end with a quiz and some conclusions. As already mentioned, in this module, we will look at the Agenda 2030, a framework to make the world a better place by the year 2030. Creating a more equitable and sustainable future for all the people around the world, which means that all countries are concerned. Let's have a closer look at the Sustainable Development Goals, or Global Goals, in short, SDGs. They are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and make sure that no one is left behind, but that all human beings can live in peace and prosperity. This framework for sustainable development integrates economic growth with social inclusion, at the same time protecting the environment. In this module, we will specifically consider how families can contribute to the implementation of this ambitious plan. As you can see in this chart, there are 17 goals. But they are not standalone pillars. They impact each other, as we will see from the examples further on. Here you can see that each goal has an icon, which consists of the number of the SDG, an image, and its title. As these might not be well readable on your screen, here is a complete list and the link to an interactive learning video, The Voices of Change, where you can discover different actors, also animals and plants, demanding change. Now you might ask yourselves, how can I or my family make a difference in such a huge project? You might even think that this is only relevant for big players, like industry companies or the agricultural sector, national or regional governments or the EU. But that's not true. Everyone can and should contribute, and we will look at how this can be done. Ideally, you, your family, or if you're a teacher or a professional educator, your school and your pupils will come up with activities that help to achieve the SDGs. Brainstorm in your family or in your class on what you might already be doing in terms of eco-friendly projects and what you would like to achieve in the future. Here we give you an example for the first SDGs. SDG 1, no poverty, and SDG 2, zero hunger. But you might feel that these don't really fall in line with your everyday life. So we have chosen 7 out of the 17 SDGs that seem more relevant to parents and families. And I will take you through some of them, including some suggestions of what you could do in your home or with your children. The first one is SDG 3, good health and well-being, as health is the most important prerequisite to develop one's full and unique potential, and to lead a happy and fulfilled life. Measures that you can take here include regular medical checkups, especially to the ophthalmologist for checking your children's eye development that might be particularly impacted by the use of digital devices and screens, healthy nutrition, as food containing too much sugar, for example, can cause obesity, diabetes, or heart problems. Sufficient exercise, that is important for all people, but especially for children who still grow and develop their physical and mental capacities. Here are some practical tips for a balanced diet and how to achieve that your children actually eat them. Have them participate in the preparation of the meal, including the shopping and the cooking. That will increase your probability that they will eat what you're serving. You can also create new recipes together, or turn a written recipe into an image-based one, so that even children who cannot read can follow it. You can also present food in an appealing way on the plate, creating an image, a face, or an animal, for example. Checking labels and ingredients and comparing the ecological footprint of the products might be interesting for older children. Here are some indications for exercising regularly. You can take your children to a park, a playground, or some other place in nature that will enhance their well-being, and it will also help them to create a positive relationship with the natural environment. You can sign them up for extracurricular sports activities in school that can satisfy not only their need for movement, but also foster their social skills. Municipalities or youth centers may also offer activities including running, football, and others. On the screen, you also have some more tips to get your children moving at home and in your natural environment, maybe a park or your garden. The following slides will give you some indications and information about food, healthy nutrition. You can focus on whole foods, fruits and vegetables and whole grains and so on. You can limit the use of processed foods. That will also help the environment, but also staying healthy. And of course, to stay hydrated, you need to drink a lot of water. Mindful eating, there are also some indications. Another interesting SDG for parents and families is SDG 4, quality education. Here you might also be of the opinion that education is provided by your national or local government and that there is not much that you can do about it. But actually, as a parent, you can support the learning outcomes for your children by establishing good relations with the professional staff in the educational setting, teachers, kindergarten pedagogues, and so on. You can provide them with a calm learning space at home. Foster your child's curiosity and help them find answers to their many, many questions, whether it is through digital devices or by using books. Networking with other parents and exchanging experiences can support you and the other parents in upbringing your children. Preserving and protecting water is the aim of SDG 6. Here we have included some practical tips of what you can do in your home to help and achieve this goal. For example, to save water by closing the tap while brushing your teeth or washing your hands with soap, taking shorter showers, or using short programs and water-saving programs in your machines, washing machine or dishwasher, also in the toilet. You can check your pipes to make sure that there are no leaks causing water loss. You should also not discard any toxic liquids or other toxic items through the sewage system, because the water might be recycled, and that would make it more difficult. Reusing water before draining in the wastewater is also a good way of preserving water. SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, may seem very complex and difficult to contribute to, and yet your own and your family members' behavior can make a difference. For example, using public means of transport, the train, the bus, reduces the emission of CO2. Also consider bicycling or walking for shorter distances. You can reduce the temperature when heating in winter by 1 or 2 degrees. That already reduces energy consumption a lot. It will make a difference on your bill, but it will also protect the environment. Refrain from using air conditioning or adopt a more sustainable setting. Some devices offer that possibility. Or you just do not lower the temperature too much, just a little bit to feel a little more comfortable. You can green your environment, either your own garden or a balcony if you have them, or ask for planting trees and other plants in parks or empty spaces to your municipality or your regional authorities. Here you can also find some ideas promoted by the UN. The aim of SDG 12 may rather concern you regarding its first part, the responsible consumption. But your behavior as a consumer can also influence the production process, as companies will stop producing items that nobody buys. So choosing organic, locally or regional produced food may have the consequence that these appear more frequently on the market or even in your supermarket. Reuse leftovers to create a new meal instead of throwing them out. Buy only the necessary quantities and avoid that food goes bad. Check the provenance of goods and avoid products that come from far away or that are not really produced in a sustainable way. Also consider repairing products instead of buying new ones. Buy second-hand clothing. Sew your own clothes or pass them on in the family. Do consider the quality of your product if you buy something new. Goal number 13 deals with climate action. And here you will notice that many of the activities discussed earlier also have a positive impact on the climate, showing that the outcomes in one area affect also others. So, choosing public transport or riding a bike or walking has a positive impact on the climate, but also contributes to the goal of sustainable cities. Refraining from flying but rather traveling by train is also a good way of protecting the climate. Choosing local or regional food products, remember, we had that for healthy nutrition. So many more activities and interesting information can be found on the Climate Action website. Last but not least, we would like to present to you SDG 14, Life Below Water. You might not feel very concerned by this particular SDG if you don't live close to the sea, a river, or a lake. But eventually, your behavior may have an impact on any of these, as well as shown in our examples. Plastic packaging, for example. Plastic is very durable and often ends up in rivers and lastly in the oceans, where it dissolves only very slowly into microplastic that is then eaten by fish and other sea creatures, which in turn might end up on your plates. So consider next time whether you need the plastic packaging. Using pesticides or other chemicals in your garden or around your house. Through the water cycle, they may also end up in the sea and poison marine animals. You can learn everything about the water cycle in the video indicated on the slide and how to protect water sources. To end this module and test what you've learned, you can take this little quiz. You will find the solutions on the slide following the conclusions. We won't leave you without the answers. Here we would like you to recall the 4 essential points marked in red. Every step counts. Also, small actions have an impact. Many small activities affected by many people lead to change. We can only make a difference by cooperating, as we're all in this together. Here are the solutions as promised. Have fun with the proposed activities, and thank you for taking part in this learning journey. If you like this module, please also consider looking at Module 3 that has been prepared by our Romanian colleagues and will deal with waste management and the circular economy. Thank you and goodbye.